Hello and welcome to Faith Christian High School here in Yuba City, California on the NFHS Network, courtesy of ABC Jam Productions. We welcome you to a rematch of last year's Division VI Girls Championship in the Sac Joaquin section between the visiting Sac Adventist Capitals and the host Faith Christian Lions. Alongside my broadcast partner, Aaron Jackson, I'm Matthew Bissett, and we welcome you today. And just really quick, a tremendous gesture by Faith Christian and their basketball program to honor the seniors of the Sac Adventist Capitals, due in part because Faith Christian is such a fantastic but young program, and they have no seniors on their team, but they gave each of the girls that are seniors on the Capitals a rose to start things off here on senior night. And Aaron, we say it all the time on broadcasts, nothing is more important in this game than the human beings that participate in it. And yes, everybody wants to win, and wins are great, but honoring the members of the opponents is a beautiful gesture.
Yeah, it's fantastic to see that whenever, you're at a school and they do something for the other team. It shows, that they embody, caring, sportsmanship. It's just great to see the values of that really displayed. It's not always just, a competitive battle. We have to, treat everyone like, they're only a competitor. At the same time, they are your friend on the other side of the court. It's always great to see.
Beautiful gesture as the starters get introduced here at Faith Christian. We're going to pause as they're going to sing the national anthem, or play the national anthem, and then we will be right back for the opening tip of this matchup. Great turnout for this small school Division VI matchup with big-time implications as we head towards the playoffs. Heck, Aaron, we are only just over a week from the – excuse me, they're saying a prayer, so I apologize. Sorry, I didn't realize they were doing a prayer. Sometimes you go to different gyms and every school has kind of different order of things, the way they do things, starting lineups and stuff. So I apologize to Faith Christian. I didn't mean to interrupt the prayer there, and that was a bonehead move on my part, so I apologize. But
hey, we're just in tune, ready for a great game between these two schools. You mentioned the implication that this has. These are the top two teams in the Division VI bracket. Both made it to the championship last year. And, I mean, what a great story this is, too, with both of these teams. One that's so young over here in Faith Christian with all the talent that they have. Lauren Harris leading the way. And over here we got Sac Adventist, who is the defending champions, with Coach Scott Tedman out here as the new head coach.
And so the opening tip, Faith Christian in their home whites, and then Sac Adventist in the road blacks, as the opening tip is won by Presley Berry, and it goes to Mia Bryan, who finishes with a land. Well, on that note, let's give you the starters for Faith Christian to start. Number 5, Lauren Harris, maybe the best player in D6 in all the land, and heck, she could play at any level in this section, I assure you that, as Presley Berry comes up with a steal. Number 11, Mia Bryan. Number 15, Hannah Hessong, as that's a near steal there by Gwen Rosick. Number 21, Presley Berry. Number 42. Mandy Fitzgerald rounds out the starting lineup for Faith Christian. For Sac Adventist, under head coach Scott Tedman, who's filling in for Kenny Johnston, who had to step away from the program. For Sac Adventist, it's number 2, Jasmine Rodriguez. Number 3, Gwen Rosick. As there's a whistle, that's going to be 3 in the key on Sac Adventist. Number 5, Michaela Meza. Number 13, Bella Placea. And number 21, Kyla Friedrich rounds out the starting lineup. And then, of course, Faith Christian led by their head coach, Jeff Harris. Faith Christian's been to the last 2 section championships in D6. Nice backdoor feed there to Rodriguez. Good ball movement. Ball finds its way to number 5, Michaela Meza, and she buries a triple.
And she's the sharpshooter on this team. She's averaging 8.4 a game, but she is lethal from outside.
Lauren Harris off the screen, and she knocks down a long 2. So we mentioned Harris. She's averaging up over 29 points a game this season, also averaging 13-plus rebounds and over 7 assists per game. Every night you're watching Lauren Harris play basketball, you're on triple-double watch.
You know, we covered a boys' game last night at Rockland High School, and we talked about Mark Lavrinoff and how he's a double-double machine. Lauren Harris is close to a triple-double machine with what she's been doing. She almost had a quadruple-double earlier this season.
Here's Presley Berry with it. She's been having a fantastic season for the Lions. Berry averaging 19.3 points per game. Bryan with the take to the hoop. And Harris gets the rebound, and she is fouled. Boy, and that's, you know, where if they get the contribution they've been getting from Mia Bryan and Presley Berry, who are both absolutely fantastic basketball players in their own right, and Harris can do more work off the ball. You see Harris getting to it on the offensive glass, and now she converts the first free throw.
Yeah, that's what makes them even better and more dynamic than last year is, you know, of course, Barry was a great player last year, but now to have, you know, not just her who's improved her game, but also Mia Bryan stepping up, nearly scoring 12 a game. I mean, it's got to be a blessing for these Lions, especially for Lauren Harris, to have other players out there on the floor who can contribute at that level.
And Barry is shot up. I mean, she has grown, it seems like, in stature quite
and
a bit since last year. Yeah. Kyla Friedrich drives, and that was stolen by Fitzgerald. And here come the Lions on the break. Here's Berry. Goes right into Rosick, and that's going to be a block on Rosick. And how about the body control by Berry? She's got to be over, right about 6 feet, maybe even a little above 6 feet tall. And in transition there, she looks smooth, and it was hard for Rosick to kind of square her up and take that charge.
Yeah, and the one key thing to note about this game, and, has been kind of the case most of the season, is the Capitals right now without Victoria Fowler, who is also one of their top players who's been out due to injury. So they're not quite as big in that respect. So Barry, with her height, going to be able to use that maybe a bit more to her advantage. Absolutely.
Here's Kyla Friedrich with it, trying to navigate this zone that Faith Christian has come out in. There's Meza. She has the only 3 points for the Capitals. Rosick in the lane, and Rosick's going to get called for the walk. She got called for a walk there, but Gwen Rosick, she was our player of the game. We covered the section championship last year at UC Davis between these two schools, and Rosick was the player of the game. She was absolutely brilliant in that one, and she's off to a fantastic start this year. Or I should say she's having a fantastic season this year. The season's almost over. I sometimes forget that.
Yeah, I got a chance to watch
Rodriguez with the floaters off the mark. And then Rodriguez nearly steals on the way back. She does, swipes it.
I got a chance to watch the Capitals last week, and they played Valley Christian, and Rosick is just the definition of effort. I mean, she just puts in so much effort out there on the floor every minute she's in.
Meza, 3 on the way, no good. Rebound, box out by Harris. And now Harris will push it. Harris will launch from the volleyball line, off the mark. And this one goes out of bounds, right towards Coach Scott Tedman. Coach Tedman, he has led the Sac Adventist boys in the past to a section and a state championship as the head of the boys basketball program with the Capitals, and now trying to lead the girls down that same path. Meza. There's Rosick in the corner. Kyla Friedrich, her shot on the way is too strong. Rebound, Karams to Harris. Good job by Fitzgerald to be in there battling on the glass. And Harris going to pull from 3. Got it! What a pure stroke from Lauren Harris. She's got 7 early on. It's a 7-point Lions lead and a 30-second timeout. Sac Adventist will stay right here with you on the NFHS Network. But, boy, it's the danger zone. Once Harris gets going, sometimes it can be hard to turn that faucet off.
Well, you've noticed both of her shots that she made were after she grabbed a rebound, and there were long rebounds that came out to her. Immediately she was flying down the floor, and, at that point for the Capitals, you're kind of in mismatch mode where you've got the best player out there, and you got to try to race back. All of a sudden she's open once she, is 4 steps away from the three-point line, and then, she cashes a couple in.
Yeah, she is lethal, and you called it. A lot of the interior players for these schools, they have to find an outlet. They have to find a guard to get it to. But with Harris, she gets a rebound. She's pushing, right? She's going to be the one to lead that charge into the front court, and you have to find her early because she has unlimited range, especially in her home gym. Rosick kicks it out to Rodriguez. And Meza will fire away from 3. Michaela Meza knocks down her second triple of the game. You mentioned Meza came in averaging 8.4 points a game. She's already got 6, all 6 for the Capitals. Baseline jump shot is off the mark from Barry. Mia Bryan with the offensive rebound and the putback. And Bryan off to a nice start. She's got 4 points early. Foul line jumper is no good. That was Bella Placea. And here's Barry on the break. Barry can't finish with the left hand, and Rosick comes in and snatches the rebound. Rosick being tracked from behind. Out to Rodriguez. Rosick, left wing jump shot. Good! The Capitals have knocked down 3 threes in the game, and that has them right there in it with the Lions.
Hey, it's raining outside, and it's raining triples inside here tonight. Rosick, 39% from outside, makes one there.
Barry from the corner. That's an unfriendly bounce off the rim as that one went in and out. Oh boy, she has a nice shot. Nice-looking shot for a player her size. Rosick from 3, and that one goes in and out.
I guess they're even now.
They're even now. Now here comes Barry on the break. Can't get it to go. Placea with good transition defense. And look at the scrappy Capitals getting on the deck for the loose ball. And this is going to be a foul. I think it's going to go on Barry. It is. So good job by Rodriguez to get on that loose ball, and then Barry just kind of came over her back.
Yeah, Rodriguez, one of the shorter players on the floor, but, she, and again, watching her last week, she's always in on, trying to, get some of those jump balls or always trying to grab possession. She's definitely scrappy out there on the floor.
Here's Friedrich. She's also the quarterback for the Sac Adventist flag football team.
Fun fact, they were a flag football team long before flag football was sanctioned in the Sac Joaquin section.
Gwen Rosick, 3, good! 12 points on 4 triples for the Capitals. We're all tied at 12. And here's a steal. It's Friedrich. Friedrich, one-on-one on the break. Friedrich steps through. Shot is no good, but she is fouled by Fitzgerald, so they'll send the sophomore, Kyla Friedrich, to the line.
And, making threes is a big part of the Capitals' offense. In that game against Valley Christian last week, Meza was really solid from outside, got a little banged up at halftime, was not able to come back in the game, but glad that she's back out there on the floor and healthy. And then the Capitals struggled in the second half, kept it close. So if they can hit that outside shot, they can contend with anybody.
Friedrich knocks down the first free throw. Second one is too strong. Rebound, fought for it. It's going to carry him to Bryan. Now here comes Bryan on the break. Out to Harris. Harris is open from 3. Off the mark. Rebound, and Jasmine Rodriguez comes away with it. So the Capitals in the midst of a 10-2 run. That was after that Faith Christian 7-point lead. And there's Barry with the block shot. Great defense by Presley Barry. Here comes Harris. Barry in the corner. 3 on the way. Off the mark. Bella Placea with the rebound. And she finds Rodriguez with it. Oh, we got ourselves a good one brewing here in Yuba City.
The pace is intense.
Yeah, sign me up to see this one again at Golden One. No disrespect to any of the other D6 girls programs. A minute to go here, first quarter. Here's Placea at the foul line. Rosick. Rosick with the floater. Rejected by Barry.
Yeah, it felt like it was a little late getting Rosick the ball. I would have liked to seen that pass a bit earlier. She was open from the wing.
Harris drives baseline. She's cut off there. Now looking for Berry inside. Berry goes right out. Meza finishes, and the foul. First field goal of the game for Presley Berry, and now she goes to the line for a chance at a three-point play.
Yeah, and that's 2 fouls on Meza, so got to watch out for that as we get in the late stages of the first quarter.
Free throw is off the mark, and a rebound, and look at that. Fitzgerald down there battling, and she forces that one out of bounds off of the Capitals, so it'll remain Faith Christian basketball after the missed free throw. Here's Berry just inside the free throw line. Good. Nice quick feed there from Harris. Of course, Berry is not exactly hard to find on this court. Berry up to 5 points in the game. About a 6-second difference between the shot and game clock. Here's Friedrich. Out to Rosick. Rosick in the lane.
Another
Rejected by Berry. That's a carbon copy of the last offensive possession for the Capitals. Bryan, floater, off glass, good! The Lions answer with a 6-0 run of their own. Rodriguez, Rosick fires away from 3. Short. Rebound, and Harris will not get a shot off. But the Lions end the first quarter on a 6-0 run, which answered the 10-2 run by the Capitals. A D6 beauty here in Yuba City. We'll be back on the NFHS Network, courtesy of ABC Jam Productions. (18-13) coming out for the second quarter. It'll be Capitals basketball. These two teams sit atop the D6 standings or rankings on Max Prep's selection show just over a week away in the Sac Joaquin section. Got to imagine this is the 1 and 2 seed. Meza from deep, in and out. Last 2 threes, Rosick and Meza in and out, both of them. Here's Harris. Look at that pass to Berry. Berry finishes with the right hand.
I mean, Harris's court awareness is just next level.
Berry and Harris both have 7, 6 from Mia Bryan, and it's back to a 7-point lead for Faith. Oh, nice feed there. The floater, Rodriguez, no good. Berry taps the rebound, but Rodriguez the only one home. Fresh shot clock for the Capitals. Friedrich goes right in, and she's fouled. Let's see who this foul is on. Harris looked like she was doing a good job of going vertical. It might have been on the player that was trailing. Yeah, it's going to be on Fitzgerald. So Fitzgerald was trailing Friedrich, as Friedrich will go to the line for the second time in this one.
2 on Fitzgerald.
First free throw for Friedrich is good. Abby Cunningham has checked into the game for the first time for Coach Jeff Harris. A couple years ago, got to coach both of his daughters at Golden One Center. What a thrill that would have been. Audrey and Lauren were the stars of that team that beat Forest Hill in the section championship at Golden One. Can only imagine. Presley Berry drives baseline. Berry goes up, off the mark. Good rebound there by Placea.
Yeah, Placea second on the team in rebounds, 7.7 per game.
There's Rodriguez. Rodriguez, she's trapped, surrounded. Great job by Fitzgerald and Berry. I think they're going to call this a jump ball. They will. That'll be Lions basketball. That was really good defense there by Fitzgerald to cut Rodriguez off. And then once Berry gets involved, it's hard to get a pass around to Presley Berry. Harris dribbles into the corner. Cross-court pass is stolen by Meza. You mentioned she's playing with the 2 fouls. That's a heck of a steal there. 2015, just under 6:30 to go in the half. Here's Friedrich. Out to Rodriguez. There's Placea in the lane. Blocked by Harris. Placea sticking with it. Out to Rosick. She'll fire. This one's off the mark, and Barry secures the rebound. Oh, crossover dribble by Harris. 3 on the way. Got it!
Yeah,
that is a next-level move and shot by Lauren Harris.
It's hard to find any player from any level who can do that in the Sacramento area.
Rosick down low to Placea. What a feed there from Rosick. And Bella Placea has her first bucket of the game. Barry drives baseline, finds some space and finishes off glass. Right, it's just like they alternate possessions. One possession it's Harris, the next one it's Barry. As good of a 1-2 punch as you'll find. Oh, a little double dribble there by Friedrich. I think she wanted to pass that one, and then she just kind of lost the handle. Ended up being more like a dribble, which was a double dribble. So 8-point lead for Faith as Harris losing the backcourt. Good D here from Rodriguez. Harris
they're just
takes a bump.
They're throwing bodies at her.
And Barry from the corner, too strong. Rebound Rosick. You mentioned Rosick's effort. She is the type of player that can play for any basketball team, as Coach Tedman takes a 30-second timeout.
Well, and like I was saying earlier, Placea is second in rebounds on the team. Rosick is first, and she's not the shortest player on the floor, but she's 5'7" out there. And we talk about Rodriguez and Rosick, the 2-3 punch on this team, how scrappy they play out there on the floor. They just give maximum effort for 32 minutes every night.
One of those things you want younger players to watch, right? Rebounding, yes, height helps, but positioning is more important than anything. And, and desire as well is a big part of that whole deal. So last time Coach Tedman took a timeout, the Capitals responded with a 10-2 run directly out of the timeout. Let's see what these Capitals have cooked up now. They've cooled down a bit from three-point territory.
I was going to say, I think he's no stranger to making adjustments in games with his coaching resume.
Yeah. Here's Rosick with it. Rodriguez. Meza, and they get Rosick in the corner for 3. Oh, and this is just too strong. Boy, Sac Adventist isn't missing by much on some of these threes. And you can see their ability. They got 4 threes made in the game already. Harris, and she drills her third 3. It's an 11-point lead. Working around the perimeter. Meza from deep. Too short. Rebound secured by Cunningham. Down low to Bryan. Barry to Bryan. Lays it up and in. Oh, this Faith Christian offense is clicking. Bryan now has 8 points in the game. Oh, right. Wraparound pass. Rodriguez somehow finds Placea, who finishes. We're seeing some really good basketball being played here at Faith Christian. Harris fires from deep. Bryan with the rebound, puts it back up and in. With all this height between Harris and Presley Berry, the one getting it done on the offensive glass is Bryan, and she's now 1 bucket shy of topping her season average.
Yeah, she's cleaning everything up right now off the glass. Already 5 boards in the game.
Here's Rodriguez off glass, too strong. Rosick with the rebound. Rosick tied up by Cunningham. Great job there by Cunningham. Get her hands on that ball. Will stay Capitals possession. As Hessong will check back in for Faith Christian. And then for the Capitals, Tamara Angelkovic checks in for the first time. Rosick thought
I was wondering about that too.
Meza. Out to Rodriguez. Cross-court feed. Here's a 3 on the way by Meza, and this one's just too strong. And Harris with another rebound. Now Harris rifles a pass. Barry finishes it. Harris doing it all. 34-19, 2:45 to go here in the first half. And that's going to be a walk on Rosick. And now, right now, Sac Adventist has to stay in close contact with Faith Christian because the Lions are starting to create quite a bit of separation here. Barry trapped, but she has the height to get rid of it. Harris, 2-point jump shot, no good. Rebound, Bryan. Bryan goes back up, can't get it to go, and Rosick comes away with the rebound. And Jelkovic back out to Meza. Meza will fire again from deep. This was short. Barry might have even gotten a piece of that one. Rebound secured by Faith Christian. That's going to be a foul on Rodriguez in the backcourt.
You can definitely tell, the size, the height difference between these two teams. It's actually led, the Capitals. They were very patient on that possession with Meza. They've had a couple times they've had to kind of throw it up relatively quick.
Barry to Bryan. Bryan lays it up and in. Oh, this Faith Christian offense, they are something special. And for Barry, she averages 2.8 assists per game on the year. I think she's topped that in this quarter alone. Friedrich in the lane, and that's going to be a double dribble on Friedrich. I think the size and the way that this defense collapses for Faith, it gives you some problems sometimes. You get into a tough spot. Harris for three. This is off the mark. Rebound, Meza.
When I said she was lethal past half court, I meant it.
Yeah, right when she steps past, she's in range. There's Rosick. Down to Angelkovic. Angelkovic, good little move there, but can't finish it. And here comes Harris on the break. Harris to Barry, and a little no-look feed. And they're doubling up the Capitals. It's 38-19. 45 seconds to go here, first half.
I mean, we're not kidding when we say that Harris could play on, she could start on probably any varsity team in the entire section with her skill set. Just absolutely incredible to watch.
Here's a three from Angelkovic. This one's off the mark. Barry secures the rebound. Barry up ahead. Bryan ahead of the pack. She goes in and she'll finish. The three-headed monster, Harris, Barry, and Bryan, getting it done here at Faith. Angelkovic can't secure that pass. And that's a turnover back to Faith Christian. Shot clock turned off. 10 seconds to go here in the half. Barry, corner triple. Got it! Near turnover in the backcourt as the horn sounds to end half number one. To say the Lions are firing on all cylinders is an understatement. 43-19 at the half. We'll be back for the second half here on the NFHS Network, courtesy of ABC Jam Productions. back here at Faith Christian, where the Lions on their home floor enjoying a 43-19 advantage. And we believe they ended that half on an 18-0 run. Once again, alongside my broadcast partner, Aaron Jackson, I'm Matthew Bissett. Aaron, Faith just looks like a machine right now. I mean, they played D6, but we were kind of talking about in the break. D5, D4, I think this team would be a contender in any division.
I mean, you just talk, again, we talk about their size, their physicality out there. That's just what's so noticeable to me is the Capitals are kind of having to, I don't want to say scramble, but there are definitely some possessions out there where, they're using up a lot of the shot clock to try to get an open shot from the outside, and they're forced to put something up, or they'll get a lane where they'll drive inside, and Presley Berry or Lauren Harris will help and recover and get a block shot. I mean, there's not much you could do against the size of some of these girls out there. And then on the other end, I mean, just the court awareness by Berry and Harris has been amazing to see. But all of a sudden, it's Mia Bryan who's been really stepping up, 14 points in that first half.
She averaged 11.8 coming into this one. And here's Harris for three, first possession, second half. And that's the hometown roll you want. It goes in and out and then right back down in again. Aaron, I've been covering high school sports for 11 years now. And the thing I've noticed about the greats is that they're so comfortable out there. And Harris, and it helps when you have a 24-point lead at the half. But Harris, when they're coming out of halftime and she's ready to get the inbound pass to start the second half, she's joking around with fans on that far side of the floor. And I just can't imagine a more comfortable human being in her. Oh, my, another block by Berry. Unofficially, we got that as 4 blocks in the game. As here comes Harris across midcourt. But Harris is just so comfortable out there, and she knows she's kind of mastered her craft, and she knows what she's capable of, and she's unflappable.
I think the thing that's so scary, you talk about contending with other divisions, there's no seniors on this team. Just think about, this team's already incredible and look improved from what we've seen last year. Think about what this team could be a year from now.
Oh, I don't know if people in D6 want to think about that. Here's Rosick with it. That was a turnover as Berry had stepped on the sideline right in front of her own bench. Rodriguez drives, kicks to Rosick. Rosick navigates, and she throws it, and it's going to be a kickball. I think Harris with a kick save and a beauty. 46-19. Unofficially a 21-0 run by the Lions. Remember, this game was 13-12 Capitals at one point. And Rodriguez loses it, and Fitzgerald is going to tie it up. The thing about, when you think about the game of basketball, right, I have a couple little ones that play the sport, and everybody wants to score. Scoring's fun. Everybody wants to score. You look at these girls out here, Hassong and Fitzgerald. These girls haven't scored in this game, and they are flat out getting after it on the defensive end, as that's a bucket. Was that Placea who knocked that one down? She's got 6 points in the game. But, you got these glue girls like Fitzgerald and Hassong who they buy in. They're out here setting screens and getting rebounds and playing defense. And, a lot of times there's not glory in that. But these girls have bought in, and Coach Harris gotten them buy in, and they're out here doing all the little things that you need to help you win. Obviously, we're going to talk about Harris, Berry, and Bryan all game long because they deserve it. But let's not forget about these other girls that are getting it done in all the other facets of the game. Here's Placea. Pass inside to Rosick. Back to Placea. Nice little interior passing. Placea can't quite capitalize. And Harris loses it on the break. Well, Rodriguez, you just don't envy Rodriguez. I know she's got a little bit of a wrap on her ankle. She's nursing something there, but 30-second timeout, Coach Harris. But she has been picking Harris up full court, Rodriguez has. And it is that is an unenviable task if I've ever heard of one.
Yeah, that's definitely not the easiest thing to do. We talked about it off the air before the game, but how cool are the Faith Christian jerseys out there? They've got the den on them. It's so special. You don't see that for a lot of lower division schools.
You're exactly right. Some of the larger schools, you'll see that, right?
Yeah.
There's more funds available for stuff like that. But these are cool jerseys, and it's a fun environment. This game is being played on a Thursday, and sometimes you don't get these big crowds for Thursday games, but this place has shown up for, what is a rematch of last year's D6 championship, and, something that many people believe will be a preview of this year's D6 championship. And obviously the Capitals are a bit short-handed without Victoria Fowler, but, Coach Tedman, he's not going to make any excuses for his girls. This is a game.
Well, and I have heard that they do expect her back for the postseason.
Rodriguez, 3 on the way. Good. Jasmine Rodriguez, I don't think she's shot the ball. Man, that might be your first shot attempt of the game, and a good-looking stroke. And talking to Coach Tedman, he has had nothing but great things to say about Rodriguez and her tenacity. Smallest player on the floor, but she gets after it. Corner 3 by Harris off the mark. Rebound secured, and the kick out. Fitzgerald finds Harris, and she gets another friendly roll.
Man, friendly roll. I think they're best buds now.
Well, how about the rebound, though, by Fitzgerald, making that play happen? So 6 points here in the quarter for Harris, both on triples. Meza for 3. Good.
That's not a player you want to leave open if you're the Lions.
The stroke just looks pure by Michaela Meza, and that's her 3rd triple of the game. Most of the Capitals' offense coming courtesy of the 3-ball. Harris, she's going to get tripped up. Going to be a foul on Rodriguez. I believe that's number 2 on Rodriguez.
That's correct.
49-27, 4:41 to go here, 3rd quarter. There's Harris. Lost the dribble there and turns it over. Good steal there by Placea. And here comes Friedrich on the break. Look at the transition defense by these Lions, though. Down low, Placea in the paint. Goes up. Harris, great job going straight up. Comes up with the block. Friedrich. Out to Rodriguez. Now it's Rosick with it. Good defense by Faith. They got to hoist it. They're not going to get it off in time. Oh, Meza, for good measure, she knocked it down anyway. But
it was a good trap right over there, right inside the 3-point line that kind of forced Adventist to use an extra 3 or 4 seconds there.
Yeah, just suffocating, especially once that ball gets inside the 3-point line. Harris, cross-court pass to Berry. Berry is fouled, and that's going to be free throws for Presley Berry. I'm really impressed with Berry. I mean, she was fantastic last year as a sophomore, and just the growth is clear. Her dad is an assistant coach on this staff with Coach Harris, and she's been lifting this offseason. She's really put in the work, and you just love to see that, right? Never being complacent with what you're currently doing, even if you're a great player.
Yeah, she's almost averaging a double-double now as well. 19.3 and 8.6 rebounds.
And the second one rolls in. 50-27. Just under 4 minutes to go here in the 3rd. Rodriguez out to Friedrich. Down low to Placea. And Harris with another block. Now here comes Lauren Harris on the break. Harris. Oh, and another steal by Placea. Back comes Rosick. 3 on the way. Off the mark, Placea, the offensive rebound. She puts it back up and in. Boy, and Placea with this stoic demeanor, but she's having a big game. But the Capitals still with a mountain to climb, 50-29, full timeout on the floor. We'll be back with 3:20 to go here at the NFHS Network, courtesy of ABC Jam Productions. .1 lead for the Lions here in the latter stages of the 3rd quarter. Here's another steal by Placea. She's got 3 steals in this quarter alone. Couple of buckets as well. Here's Rosick. Rosick sends that pass out to Michaela Meza. It's going to be a backcourt violation. So Rosick just kind of got caught there, and then she tried to send a pass back. She just put it right in between Rodriguez and Meza. And a turnover back to the Lions. So, I mean, you know, if you're Sac Adventist, you're winning this quarter right now. I mean, still plenty of time to play in the quarter, but certainly a nice bounce back after that second quarter. Cross-court pass. Bryan having some trouble with it. She regains and finishes. Boy, that possession wasn't the prettiest by Faith Christian, but Mia Bryan made the most of it and gets a bucket. She's got 16 in the game. She has 16. Here's Placea in the lane. Too strong. Rosick with the rebound. Rodriguez, short jump shot. No good. Good box out there by Harris. And then Cunningham secures the board. Harris, the runner. And it's going to be saved by Bryan. The right to who else but Bella Placea. Placea's all over the floor right now for the Capitals. Rodriguez drives the lane. The floater, no good. Gets her own miss, though. Out to Rosick. Meza's going to fire from deep. This one's off the mark. But, all right, I mean, look at these scoring numbers for Faith Christian. Got 16 for Mia Bryan, 19 for Lauren Harris, and I believe 18 for Presley Berry, if I'm not mistaken. I mean, that's a trio that is really tough to fend with. It doesn't matter how well you're playing. It's just when you got three girls who can do that, it's remarkable to watch, and they're clicking right now.
And we talked about, the fact that there's a lot of great D4 schools as well that we feel like Faith could contend with some of the D5s and D4s. A lot of the top D4 schools have a big two, a really solid duos out there. When you have a trio out here in D6, it's hard enough to find more than just one really solid player at the D6 level. But when you have three that can get it done, I mean, if you're a D2 school, you're happy if you have that.
Yeah, you got three, and you have a bona fide superstar in Lauren Harris. But credit to the Capitals right now, because that second quarter, we mentioned that big run that Faith Christian went on. I mean, that's an absurd run you don't often see in any level of basketball. But the Capitals came out, and they're still battling in this third quarter. Technically, they're still winning this third quarter. I mean, not by a lot, but, to bounce back from the deficit and continuing to fight, I mean, that's the way your program learns and grows.
Yeah, you just got to find a way to beat out just the speed.
Oh, and look at Rodriguez forcing a turnover in the backcourt. Finds Friedrich. Friedrich goes right at Harris and finishes. Nice bucket there from the sophomore, and it's all caused by Rodriguez and the havoc she can wreak in the backcourt. Harris pulls up three, too strong. Rebound, Fitzgerald comes away with it. Harris gets to her left hand, three on the way, good. That is unreal right there. She got 3 threes in this quarter alone, make it 6 threes in the game. She's up over 20 now. 22 points for Lauren Harris. Meza. Oh, that's a tough bounce pass through the lane. Lauren Harris says thank you very much. Harris. Here's Bryan now. Bryan looking to attack. Bryan spins and fires. No good. Rosick with the rebound. I think Berry took an elbow to the chin there, and she just doesn't even flinch. Rosick a little short with that three ball. 10-second difference between the shot and game clock. Harris being swarmed by the Capitals. Sends a lefty pass over to Berry, and Berry will finish it. Another assist for Lauren Harris, and Berry approaches 19 or 20 points in the game. I believe that's 19 for Berry. Pass back towards midcourt to Rosick. Now it's Placea in the post. Placea goes up. Oh, just rims out. Harris will heave it three-quarters court. No good. 57-31 after three. The Capitals battled in the third, but Faith Christian still with a comfortable lead heading into the final 8 minutes here. We'll be back on the NFHS Network. (57-31) start of the fourth quarter here at Faith Christian. Here's Harris over to Berry. Berry goes right at the defense and finishes. That was good defense from Mesa. But Presley Berry, who now has topped her season average. She's got 21 in the game. Rodriguez, 3 on the way. Just a bit too strong, gets her own miss. And somehow saves it to herself as well. Back to Rodriguez. Mesa open from the wing. She'll fire. In and out. Boy, they've had a few of those in the second half, especially have the Capitals. Placea, good hustle for that rebound, but she stepped on the baseline. Ball back to the Lions. Faith Christian looking to go to their third straight section championship game this year. Beat Forest Hill 2 years ago. Harris for 3, in and out. That was when Lauren was a freshman. And then last year, of course, these two teams met at UC Davis, and the Capitals emerged victorious. What a game that was. That might have been the best game of all the championships last year. The floater by Mesa, no good. Rebound is out of bounds. It'll go back to Faith Christian. But yeah, it was such a great way to set the tone on that day at UC Davis. The top 3 divisions had already played on Wednesday at Golden One. And then this matchup was the first game of the day, a 10 a.m. tip at UC Davis on the Friday. And that was literally one of the best of the 12 games we saw in the section championships. Pass inside to Berry. Great hands, and she finds Bryan, who lays it up and in. Rosick, 3 on the way. In and out. Another one, another near miss for the Capitals. Here comes Harris. Harris, little step through, no good. That's too far inside of her range. And the loose ball, it's going to be they're going to call a kickball, so not a jump ball. As I think that's the right call. The ref was right on top of it. Harris, she kind of had the ball at her feet, and she used her foot to pull the ball back closer to her. Just over 6 minutes to play in the game. Placea's got a brilliant second half, and this is going to be a moving screen there on Rodriguez. And she kind of knew it right away. She knew she got caught, and that's the third foul on Rodriguez. I like her game, though, her tenacity, her demeanor.
You know, Faith beat Valley Christian by 40 in this building.
And Harris with another triple.
Faith beat Valley Christian in this building by 40 just a couple of weeks ago, and I was very surprised by that scoreline. This is another one that, man, it just shows you how good this Faith Christian team really is.
Friedrich will line one up from deep, and she goes glass. Not sure she called glass, but she gets 3 points all the same. Second field goal of the game for Kyla Friedrich. Berry finds Harris. That 3 is too strong. Heck, Berry and Harris might be on triple-double watch tonight for Faith.
I know Harris is. She's only an assist away.
Berry knocks it away from behind. I think you said you had Berry at 4 assists earlier. She's got 5 or 6 now. Rosick out to Rodriguez. Rosick attacks. A bounce pass over to Placea. Tough angle, can't finish. Placea gets her own miss. Kind of gifted right back to her. Oh, and that's going to be a walk on Rosick. And again, this Faith defense, they do such a good job of just cutting off these ball handlers, and you've seen a couple of traveling violations as a result. Timeout, Faith Christian, 4:55 to go in the game. It's a full timeout, so we'll take a little break. We'll be back here from Yuba City on the NFHS Network. Faith Christian a little slow to break the huddle. I think Lauren Harris might have a cut on her leg or something, and they just put a little Band-Aid on it. So given a couple extra seconds to get out on the floor. It's a 30-point lead for Faith Christian right now. 4:55 to go in the game. Here's Fitzgerald with it. Out to Harris. Harris will launch from three. This is off the mark, and Fitzgerald tracks down the rebound. Gets it over to Barry. Barry swarmed, and Friedrich just rips that one away from Harris, and maybe a bit of a quick jump ball call. That might have been showtime for Kyla Friedrich if she was able to secure that steal and head coast to coast. Faith staying in this 2-3 zone, especially really tough with Barry out on the top of the zone. That length on the right elbow, or the offense's right elbow, I should say. Tough to deal with. Meza for three. Well, it looked good, just off the mark, and Harris with another rebound. You mentioned you got her only one assist away from a triple-double unofficially. Here's Harris using the screen. Can't get the shot to go. And that's going to be a foul on Rosick. Good job by Cunningham to put her body in between Rosick and the basketball on that rebound. And that's the second on Rosick. As Fitzgerald will check out, Mia Bryan checks back in. Here's Harris off the inbounds. That one's off the mark. Barry with the rebound. She puts it back up, no good. Placea comes away with the board, and it's going to be a jump ball. Timeout, Sac Adventist, 3:52 to go in the game. It's another full timeout, but we'll stay right here. Wait, basketball season, Aaron, just flies by. You know, it feels like we just got done doing, NorCal playoff, NorCal football games, and now all of a sudden we're just 8 days away or 9 days away from the selection show for basketball. That'll be on Saturday the 15th right here on the NFHS Network. Down at the headquarters in Elk Grove of the Sac Joaquin section. Really fun stuff when teams get together and have watch parties and pizza, and you get to watch the show and see where they're slotted. I don't think after this game here today, I don't think Faith Christian is going to have to be too curious about where they'll end up in that D6 bracket, though.
Yeah, I think it's clear right now that you can just go ahead and throw the 1 right next to them right now in that D6 bracket.
And I don't know how many divisions there are that you can say that in, right? There's
Yeah.
not a lot of divisions where you can say, hey, I know who the 1 seed will be, and nobody's going to argue it. Here's Cunningham with it. Cunningham being swarmed. Rodriguez knocks it away. Good defense by Meza and Rodriguez. Nice little bounce pass down low. Rosick to Friedrich, who lays it up and in. Friedrich approaching double figures in this game. Oh, Harris finds some space. Short jump shot, no good. Bryan with the rebound, goes back up. Can't get it to go. Boy, Bryan has been a force on the glass. I'm not even sure she's ever secured a defensive rebound in this game. Everything she's done has been on the offensive glass. Rosick from deep. Off to the right. And the rebound somehow finds its way to Lauren Harris.
But, I was talking about just the effort from Rosick and Rodriguez, and you can still see it. Down 30, they're still out there battling.
Harris in the corner to Barry. Oh, and that pass into the backcourt. Friedrich's going to track it down. And Kyla Friedrich will go in and lay it up. Yeah, you mentioned, and that's a great tone to set for your team. You play 32 minutes no matter what that score says, and certainly the Capitals are doing that. Oh, look at the pass. Harris to Bryan. Unofficially, the triple-double for Lauren Harris.
Wherever she plays at the next level, they got a good one.
Still got a year plus of growth here at the high school level, too. 7 seconds to shoot here. Meza drives. Meza goes up, and she's fouled by Barry. This will send Michaela Meza to the line. Meza's first free throw, no good. As Bryan, Hessong, and Cunningham all come out. Rebound, tapped. Rosick comes away with it. Rosick blocked, but fouled. I don't know how that wasn't a shooting foul, but okay. Not going to be too impactful on the outcome. Rodriguez spins, kicks to Meza, 3 on the way. In and out. Boy, that's the story of the second half of these 3 balls for the Capitals. Good offensive rebound, though, by Placea. The floater, no good by Friedrich. Barry with the rebound, and going to be a foul, I guess, on Rodriguez. That's number 4 on Rodriguez. So 66-38, 100 seconds to go in the game. Oh, Harris navigating some tight spaces in there, has it swiped away by Meza, and that's going to be a jump ball. Basket will not count, and the possession arrow favors the Capitals. So we mentioned just continuing to battle. Okay, they had the possession arrow wrong, so it was going to be Faith Christian ball, but they got it right because certainly the last jump ball did go to Faith. Here's Rodriguez. Meza for 3. This one's short. Rebound secured by Faith. That's a new player in the game. That's number 23, Kimber Cunningham. So that's the 5th on Rodriguez, and she is fouled out. So Angelkovic will check back in. Harris across midcourt, defended by Friedrich. Harris will launch from deep. Just in and out. Placea with the rebound. Boy, Placea's played a terrific second half. Look at this pass from Rosick, and she just fired that one into the back wall. I think Rosick let out some frustrations with that pass there.
Yeah, Placea's had fantastic effort in the second half, too. Nearly a double-double for her, 8 points and 9 boards.
And a timeout, Faith Christian, 48.8 seconds to play. Full timeout. There's only 48 seconds to go, so we'll go ahead and stay here.
I mean, what else can you say? I mean, Mia Bryan, as just a sophomore, and what she's done this game, I'm not going to say she's come out of nowhere. I mean, she's had a really solid season, but she has been a major factor in this game. 20 points for her. And really, it's been Harris and Barry have done a great job finding her, too. Great job on the press break. Fantastic job by the Lions
And
tonight.
she has some nice touch around the rim, Brian does. It's what I've noticed. And she's, of the three players that we've talked about, at nauseum for this Faith Christian team, Brian is the shortest of them, but she plays inside the most. And so she has an uncanny ability to get these shots up off the glass with touch. Obviously, Harris and Barry have just been phenomenal today. I mean, Harris with the triple-double, again, unofficially. Barry having a really nice game. She's probably up to 5 or 6 assists. Not sure she's got it done in the rebounding category, but that's in part because of the position she plays in that zone defense. But a really strong performance here by this Faith Christian team. And now they'll give all the girls the break here, all the stars the break. And here's Cunningham with it. And a steal. This is Placea. Placea's pass is out of bounds. She turns it over back. So the players on the floor right now, it's Abby Cunningham. This is for Faith Christian. Esther Borleen. Ella Haberly. Mentioned Kimber Cunningham out there on the floor. Amber Smith. And number 32, or that's Borleen, who I mentioned already. Yeah, those are the players on the floor for Faith Christian. Rosick up ahead to Friedrich. And Friedrich lays it up and in. 66-40. Faith doesn't have to shoot it, but let's see what Cunningham does with it. Cunningham loses it. Saved. 3 on the way. Too strong. 66-40, the final, as the Lions with a convincing victory over the team that beat them in last year's section championship. But boy, I mean, the Sac Adventist team may be full strength by the time these teams hopefully play again. Again, no disrespect to the other D6 teams, but these teams certainly look like they fit the bill of two teams that should be playing at Golden One. But I don't know what else we can say. You mentioned the last break. What else can we say about Lauren Harris, Presley Berry, and Mia Bryan? Those three were just sensational tonight. And I think each of them had over 20 points, 20 or more points for all three of them. Yeah. And that's just tough to beat.
Yeah, 25 for Harris, 21 for Berry, 20 for Bryan. And that's your offense right there. I mean, just incredible job by those three all night long. I'm just so impressed with the court vision that they have, too, being able to find each other out there. I mean, when it comes to small schools, right, a lot of these, teams and a lot of these, boys and girls programs, they've played with each other since such a young age, so they have a lot of chemistry. But you're seeing year over year how that's improving. I mean, we talked about it, when we were on break at halftime, just the improvement of these teams and how they've grown not just in size, but also on the court.
Yeah, you called it. Great performance, though. Sac Adventist obviously still figuring things out under interim new head coach Scott Tedman. But Jeff Harris has his crew looking strong as we head towards the playoffs. That'll do it for our coverage. Appreciate all of you joining in with us here at ABC Jam Productions on the NFHS Network. For my multi-talented broadcast partner who is also running camera and taking down stats, Aaron Jackson, I'm Matthew Bissett saying goodnight from Yuba City.